I was confirmed in my suspicions that it was the creator race that was behind the cult. Perhaps with this creator race magic, they are the ones that influence all those wizards within the host tower of the arcane to join with them, like their leader did to turn Lady Arabeth to a fallen paladin and to lead their army. We are dealing with a race of beings with ancient magic unknown to the world. I am sure Toro hasn't seen its likes for tens of thousands of years. Accordingly, what information about that long ago time listed these creatures to around 30,000 years before DR. The creator races were a group of 5 legendary ancient races native to Aber Toro who were prominent during the Days of Thunder, 35,000 before DR to 30,000 before DR, and who gave rise to many of the common races of the world. They were also capitalized as the creator races, or called simply the creators. In the Elven language, they were known as the Ikar Tel Quesser, meaning creator races, as recorded in at least one text, but it was unknown if this derived from a title the creator races gave themselves, or a mistranslation by human scholars, or its half-elf author. Either way, the term was not meant to carry honor or respect. Most historians agree that the following races counted among the creator races: Saruk, the reptilian or sauroid creator race, rulers of the Saruk empires from minus 35,000 DR and creators of the Wanti, Naga, lizardfolk, and other serpentfolk and scaly kind. Patatri, the amphibioid creator race, rulers of the Patatri empires from negative 33,500 DR and creators of the Bullywugs, doppelgangers, Kuo Tua, and other amphibious, Piscine, and shapeshifter races. Aeri, the avian creator race, rulers of the Aeri empires from negative 31,000 DR and creators of the Arakotra, Kenku, and other avian humanoids. The Fae, rulers of the otherworldly realm of Fairy from negative 34,000 DR, creators of Koreds, pixies, and sprites, and humans, though still primitive, even ape-like, and dwelling in caves and using simple tools. However, there was a long-running debate on whether the avians or dragons should be counted as the 5th creator race. Some sages included dragons and not avians, such as Janelle Einhorn, counting dragons among them in her encyclopedia Deifica, while also terming the Saruk as dinosauroid. It should be noted that many more intelligent races lived on Aber Toro at the time, and that these were just the 5 greatest in the eyes of today's scholars. This may explain the unlikely inclusion of primitive humans. Speculation, though elves derided this. The omission of halflings and gnomes, who were apparently not known at this time, and the exclusion of giants, who, though present, were not deemed great enough. Elves, dwarves, goblins, and orcs were of course not counted as creator races, and did not even appear in records or cave paintings at the time, because they, as well as some other human ethnic groups, came later from different worlds. Regardless, somehow the Saruk are back. I think they slept for all this millennia in some way, but it's unclear to me how they accomplished this, or how they could plan to come back if there are so few of them. So you must be Lillian Cambridge. Well, you've been drinking.
About time you showed up. I've been waiting at least 10 minutes for someone to come by and refill my drink.
I'm not here to fill your drink. I'm Avaldis Tall. I work for Aarin Gend. Ah, yes, Avaldis Tall, the hero of Neverwinter. I drink a toast to your legendary deeds if my glass wasn't empty. My name is Lillian Cambridge, archaeologist. I'm the North's leading expert in antiquities and ancient artifacts. No doubt Aarin Gend has told you that I've come to offer my rather unique knowledge to aid the cause of the Lord's Alliance. I'd like to ask you some questions. That's why I'm here, to answer your questions about the words of power and the creator race that constructed them. And to sample the local wines, of course. That's it, the creator race. That's the name I was looking for. Where can I find the words of power? If it were as simple as drawing you a map, Avaldis, I'd have told Aarin Gend everything I know. You have to remember that the words are thousands and thousands of years old. The creator race that fashioned the words predated even the first elven kingdoms. Everything I know about them is theory and conjecture upon a foundation of myth and legend. Surely you must know something. I can tell you that there were several words of power created, but they have been scattered throughout the north and lost for countless millennia. All that remain are rumors of where they might have disappeared. Some believe the words were taken by the dragons who dwell in the mountains to the west. Others claim clues to their location may be found in the long deserted ruins far to the south of Fort Ilkard, or hidden in the forests to the north. The truth is that they could be anywhere, though I believed I have learned the location of one of the words after many years of research and study. Where can I find this word? Before I tell you the location of the words of power, I need you to perform a task. Huh? Something very precious was stolen from me recently. A snow globe I had acquired on behalf of a very wealthy benefactor. This is a little bit important. You want a snow globe back? If you want me to tell you what I know about the location of the word of power, you'll have to recover that snow globe for me. I can't waste my time looking for a snow globe. I don't think you appreciate the importance of this particular snow globe of all this. There is power locked within that glass sphere. Power we cannot even begin to comprehend. I have spent many years unlocking the snow globe's secrets, and I'm not about to just forget about it. Not when I finally found a buyer for it. Anyway, the bottom line is this. If you want my help in finding the word of power, you have to get my snow globe for me. Where can I find the snow globe? I was en route to deliver the snow globe to my buyer when it was stolen from me by an unscrupulous, albeit rather charming, wizard named Nax. From what he told me, Nax was in these parts doing some research of his own. Seems he found a magical entrance to the deserted laboratory of a long-dead wizard somewhere in the cold wood to the north. I'll bet Nax is exploring that laboratory right now, and with my snow globe at his side. But if you want to go after him, you'll need this teleportation scroll. Nax told me it was the only way to pass through the magical portal leading to the dungeon. Thing after thing, just tell me where this word of power is. How did you manage to get this teleportation scroll, and why did Nax tell you all this? I'm a capable and attractive woman, and I'm not above using my charms to further my archaeological investigations. Nax offered to buy me a few drinks, and we got to talking about our respective research. One thing led to another. Afterwards, when Nax fell asleep, I borrowed the scroll and slipped off to have copies made before returning the scroll to his pack. I plan to do a little investigation of this dungeon on my own later on. But while I was out making copies, Nax took my snow globe. I didn't notice until he was long gone. I guess it's my own fault for leaving him asleep in my room. I don't carry a grudge against Nax for what he did. I just want the snow globe back. Deliver it to me and I'll tell you the location of one of the words of power. Sounds like the snow globe's important. What else will you give me if I bring it back for you? What's this? You haven't even begun the task and already this sordid topic of compensation has come up? Bring me the snow globe and we'll talk of all this. There's no point in fixing a price when you don't even have the item on you. I have questions. That's why I'm here, to answer your questions about the words of power and the creator race that constructed them, and to sample the local wines, of course. A little bit angry at this woman. Tell me about the creator race. The creators resembled our modern-day lizard man, though they were far more intelligent and far more powerful than any of the scaled humanoids who exist today. Yes, lizard men. Little is known about them, save that they were a cruel and ruthless empire, slaughtering or enslaving the other races whenever they came across. Sounds like lizardmen to me. What became of the creators, I cannot say. For centuries they ruled this land, and then suddenly they vanished, leaving virtually no evidence they had ever existed at all. I found some, deep below in the region north of Neverwinter. I'd like to ask you some more questions. How did you end up here in Beorunna's well? There are many strange and exotic artifacts scattered throughout the north, and I spend much of my time in and around this area on archaeological digs. Burial mounds, ancient tombs, crypts. It's amazing what sort of treasures you can unearth. But how did you end up working for Aarin Gend? When I heard Aarin Gend was seeking the words of power, I came to offer my expertise in this area. Gend has a reputation for rewarding his allies well. And of course, I was interested in recruiting someone to recover my snow globe from Nax, as I has already explained to you. Let's see. Do I have any more questions? I need directions. I'm afraid I can't help you there. Since I've arrived at Beorunna as well, I've hardly left this inn. My room is clean and comfortable, and the wine here is quite palatable after the first few glasses. Besides, I don't think the camp is that difficult to find your way around in. Now, is there something else I can help you with? Yeah, I'll be going now. Off you go then. Best of luck in your mission. Come back and see me if you have any more questions. That's what I'm here for, after all. And if you happen to speak to one of the waitresses, you might want to mention there's a thirsty lady with an empty wine glass over here in the corner. I won't be speaking to the waitress for you. Well, it's full of people. I don't know who's who, so I'll just... Hello.
I greet you.
Shove off, buddy. These open sores on my face make it tough enough to attract the ladies without your ugly mug hanging around and cramping my style. You've got a serious attitude problem. So what are you going to do about it? You try anything and every Lord's Alliance soldier in this camp will be all over you. So take your prissy complaints about my attitude, stick 'em where the sun don't shine, and leave me alone. You're lucky that there are guards here. Or soldiers here. Hello?
Hello there!
Watch your back around here, lad. There's lots of folks liable to stick a knife in it. Story of my life. Who's that? Oh, the barkeep.
I greet you, my child.
Get you a drink, sir. We've got a fine selection of beverages if you're interested. There's a lot of soldiers here. You wouldn't be selling drinks to them while they're on duty, would you? What? No, I'd never sell a drink to a soldier on duty. They'd take my license. If I did that, I'd be ruined. Don't be going around spreading rumors like that now, my lord. Even in jest. We're talking about my livelihood, after all. Give me 50 gold, or I'll tell everyone you're serving soldiers on duty and run you out of business. What? You mean this is a shakedown? I thought I'd gotten away from this kind of extortion when I left Westgate. You're as bad as those damn night masks. Fine, here's your gold. But now that I've given my share, you've got to leave me alone. In fact, get out of here. You're not welcome in my bar. I don't want to be here anyway.
I greet you.
Hey, you're Valdis Tall, the hero of Neverwinter. I'd buy you a drink if they weren't so expensive in this dive.
Well met.
Hello. Look, don't bother me right now. I got a lot in my mind. What with this trial and all. Tell me about this trial. One of them, Uthgard, killed Griff. Stabbed him right in the gut. I saw the whole thing, so now I got to testify. Nurik over the temple is setting the whole thing up. I don't want to be rude, but this trial has got me kind of worked up. I don't much feel like talking right now. Go talk to Nurik if you want to know more. Okay, then. Hey. Hello?
It's a pleasure to speak with you.
Hey, the camp is safe. No need to wave your weapons about here. Yeah. What's with the person sleeping on the floor? A little bit too much drink for that one. That's where I got the gold from. There's hay in here. What, do they feed their horses in here too? I guess so. Who's this? A little drunk, are we? Oh, yeah. Flat on his ass drunk. This isn't a camp. I don't consider buildings a camp. Small set of buildings, not a town, not even a village, but...
Okay, dokie.
Unlock that.
It's done.
Nothing in that room. Locked. I expect everywhere to be locked, actually.
It's done.
Trap chest. Well, you gonna disable it or what? Do I have to just stare at it? That won't make it be disabled.
It's done. Okay,
It's
dokie.
locked. Tommy. Create your spell mantle scroll. Mantle scroll. A magic wand. Lots of rooms here. Oh, this is a large room. Fit for a mage, it would seem. 38 gold. There doesn't seem to be anything I can do with this object at the moment. Traps. Bullet. 21 gold. And that's it. So the creator race is back, as I had thought, and they're the ones behind this serpent cult. Wind by the fireside, origin of magic.
Okay, dokie. Aye, it's done.
Somebody passed out drunk. Potion of aid.
Okay, dokie. Aye, it's done.
More people passed out. Just relieve them of their unnecessary items. I'm doing them a favor, after all.
Okay, dokie.
Must really be miserable up north here. Everybody's drinking till they pass out. At least in this tavern.
Aye, it's done.
67 gold, a potion of bless. Locked. Same story. Stone skin scroll. That's it. As we sleep at the temple, I take it. Not here. Before we go out adventuring, I will be doing that. Resting at the temple. Oh, okay, it is daylight now. Temple of Tears over here. What else we got? Many-starred Cloak Enclave and Trading Post. I might as well look in the Temple of Tyr. Ask about this trial that's going on from Loudmouth Nurek.
Hail to ye!
Oh, greetings of all this. It's me, Nurek, remember? I was serving in Tyr's church in Port Lass until Aarin Gend asked me to come and oversee this temple here at Beorunna as well. I remember, Nurek. Yes, good to see you again. I'm surprised you remember me of all this, what with everything on your mind. The Luskan cult, Erebus betrayal. Why, that's enough to make someone forget their own name. To be honest, I almost didn't recognize you, the great hero of Neverwinter. I'm struggling with a problem that's had me a little out of sorts lately. Maybe I can help you with this problem. I don't know. This is a very delicate matter. Recently, an Uthgard tribesman named Roleplay killed one of the Lord's Alliance soldiers. He claimed it was self-defense, and I have given him sanctuary here to save him from the vengeance of the soldier's friends. But Roleplay cannot stay in the temple forever. I am trying to arrange a fair trial for the young man, but his Uthgard friends are unfamiliar with our justice system, and none of the Lord's Alliance mercenaries wants to defend him during the trial. I could represent the Uthgard for a price. Those who serve the cause of justice will be well rewarded, if not by Tyr himself, then at least by the just god's priests. If you present a proper defense, I will see you compensated accordingly. After careful consideration, I have selected the jury. There will be 2 who represent the interests of the Uthgard, 2 who represent the mercenaries, and my own acolyte. Edgar. I felt this was the only way to be fair. If you agree to undertake this case, I can give you the details. Or is there something else you need? I'll do it. Take this notebook. It contains information on the jurors and witnesses, as well as the details of the case and the trial itself. As an officer of Tyr, you must keep this notebook to record the progress of the case. I can summarize the notebook for you. First, the jurors, a mercenary named Averick, a ranger named Dalcia, a soldier named Jevon, an Uthgard wise woman called Palla, and of course my own acolyte Edgar. Feel free to speak to any of the jurors before the trial. It is a common practice to do so in these matters. The ranger and Palla can be found in the Uthgard camp. The others are here in the buildings housing the Lord's Alliance members. And what about the witnesses? The prosecutor has advised me that he will be calling 2 mercenaries who witnessed the event, Zed and Lodar. He will also question Vanda, the wife of the accused. I suggest you speak to these people before the trial to gather what evidence you can. And of course there's the Uthgard himself, Rogan. He doesn't have to testify, but if you can call him up to defend his actions, then the prosecutor will also be able to question him. He is in the back of the temple here if you wish to speak with him. I'll begin my investigations right away. Rogan is counting on you to bring forth the truth at his trial. Once you have all the evidence, come speak to me and we can begin the proceedings. Is there something else I can do for you of all this? No. I'll be going now. Go with Tyr's blessing. That gruff voice. Oh, this is where I'll be coming back. Sergal.
Hello to you.
Greetings, Ivaldis. Aarin Gend has instructed me to provide whatever assistance I can to you in your mission to recover the words of power. However, my magic is not of a healing nature. My skills are tied to the teleportation portal in this temple and the stone of recall in your backpack. Is there something else I can do for you, Ivaldis? Goodbye. Farewell, Ivaldis. May the grace of Tyr be with you. Oh, books there. Summon creature. Ooh, much higher level than I have. Shape change scroll. Anything else? Nope. So I'm to do 2 investigations, finding these words of power, and to find the truth. You must be Edgar.
Well met.
The truth for this trial.
Welcome to the Temple of Tyr. Should you require the services of a priest, please speak to Nurik.
You are Edgar, right?
I am Edgar, a minor acolyte in the service of Tyr. Though I have little in the way of divine powers, I try to make myself useful by performing the day-to-day functions around the temple. If you need the services of a true cleric, you will need to speak to Nurik.
Huh, that rhymed.
Well met.
I'm here about Rogan's trial.
Oh, of course. Nurik has done me a great honor by selecting me for the jury in this case. I am looking forward to performing my duties in the administration of Tyr's justice.
How do you feel about this case?
Even though I disapprove of the Uthgard's worship of a pagan god, I am not going to prejudge him. The real culprit in this crime is the demon alcohol.
Demon alcohol?
Of course, the alcohol does not excuse the Uthgard's behavior. Anyone who lets himself get drunk must bear the consequences of his actions. This is why I so strongly disapprove of consuming alcoholic beverages. But I am keeping an open mind. I wish you well in this case, my lord. May the justice of Tyr be served.
Well met.
There's more questions I have about the trial.
Of course.
How much would it cost to get you to bring back an innocent verdict at the trial?
You dare offer a bribe to me here in the Hall of Justice? I shall report you to Nurik, and I have you barred from the case.
It was just a joke. Relax.
Yes, well, your jest was in very poor taste. I won't report you to Nurik, but I suggest in the future you approach this matter with the gravity it deserves. May the sword of Tyr's justice watch over you and keep you safe.
Demon alcohol. This is where the Rogan is.
You are here because Neurek sent you. You are here because of the trial.
Yes, I am to defend you. Tell me what happened. Griff invited me to play a game of chance, not wanting to spurn this gesture of friendship. I accepted his invitation and the drinks he readily offered me. I began to feel strange. My mind was clouded by more than just ale. I gambled foolishly,
and lost several personal heirlooms of great religious significance to my tribe. Go on. I returned to my tribe in shame. Vanta, my wife, told me to go back and speak to Griff, to humble myself and beg him to return our religious heirlooms in exchange for the promise of much gold later on. But Griff attacked me before I could speak my offer. I killed him to save my own life. There was no other choice. I fled to this temple, barely escaping a mob of soldiers seeking my blood to avenge Griff. Nurik gave me sanctuary, but only if I vowed to submit to a trial to determine my fate. And can you tell me anything else? We Uthgard are different than you. Our ways and customs may seem strange. They call us savages and pagans and drunks and thieves. This is how the Lord's Alliance sees us, and that is why I am called a murderer for defending myself. We of the Black Lion tribe are a noble people. I am no heathen savage, no vile killer. I pray to Uthgar that you can see this and help me. I'll do my best. Go if you wish. I must stay here, though my heart aches to return to my tribe. When the trial is over, Uthgar willing, I will be allowed to return to my home. I guess I have to go speak with all the other witnesses. It's on this door.
No can do.
Can't get through it. Alright then. Let's see what they have for sale here. Oh, Altura, you're here. Interesting.
Greetings. Normally, I don't deal with those who have no experience in the arcane arts, but Aarin Gend has asked me to make my inventory available to everyone, if it will help the war effort. I still don't think I want to give you access to my lab in the back. That's reserved for those who have some experience in magic. But I will open my inventory to you, though most of the items are more suited to mages and their ilk.
Why is there a branch of the many-starred cloak guild out here? Do not let the stereotype of the solitary wizard in the tower color your perception of all who employ magic in their livelihood. Neverwinter is in trouble, and the guild offered to help in any way possible. Aarin Gend requested our presence here so that we could aid both the war effort and those adventurers seeking the mysterious words of power. The guild is glad to offer its resources to those seeking to save our fair city. Let's see your magical supplies. You're right. Well, you do have a better cloak of protection. I'll just get that. You can have my old one. Simple enough. Guiding light belt. It's a low light. Let's see. You don't have my weapon here. No flails? Alright. Plenty of scrolls, though. And potions. Powerful rings, actually. What am I using? Fortitude. Ring of Crimson. It gives a low red light. This is more for mages. Resistance. Not sure if I even need the ring. What's my natural armor? That's an improvement. There we go. I just need a better weapon. Alright. Well, actually, it was worth coming in here.
Interesting cloak I now have. The Ghost of Conyberry. 36 gold. Well, there's got to be somebody else, like a smith here. I would hope. There's a trading post. Hello?
Hello there.
Greetings, friend. Usher Clay at your service. Care to check out the wares here at the newest branch of my venturing gear shops?
What do you mean, the newest branch?
Well, I used to run a little place way down south. Business was good, but the big money is in franchising, so I left my son in charge of my store and headed north to expand my merchant empire. When I came across all these rich adventurers gathered here in Beorunna as well, I figured this was the perfect place to set up my new shop, at least until I get a license to sell in Neverwinter.
I am searching for the words of power.
I'm afraid that's something I don't actually have in stock. Haha! But seriously, I'm afraid I don't know anything about that. You might want to speak with Lillian Cambridge, that archaeological expert Aarin Gend brought in. She spends most of her time at the tavern, from what I've gathered.
Yes, me too.
Maybe you'll find her more helpful than I did.
What do you mean by that? More helpful than you did?
When I heard there was an archaeologist nearby, I went to speak with her about a certain item I've been trying to track down. But she wasn't really interested. Said she only wanted items of historical significance, and that she didn't have time to chase after trinkets. I even offered her a generous reward, but she seemed more interested in the wine bottle on the table than my story.
Well, maybe I could help you, if you pay right.
Maybe you could at that. You seem like a capable man. Tell you what, you help me out and I'll give you the payment I was offering Lillian.
What's the pay?
I'll give you 3,000 gold pieces, the same as I offered Lillian.
That's about the most I've ever had for a job. What is the job?
In addition to my retail business, I'm also a collector of rare gems. Right now, there's one particular gem I'm interested in, the Star Sapphire. The Star Sapphire is valuable. That I'll warrant you, but you'll never get more than 1,000 gold from any other dealer, but it's interesting to me as a collector, so I'm offering more. I'll give you 3,000 gold if you bring it back to me.
Why do you want it that badly?
The Star Sapphire was part of a dowry given to Lelian Charot, the youngest daughter of a powerful merchant family that flourished in Waterdeep nearly 2 centuries ago. But Leanne wasn't ready to resign herself to a life of wedlock. She was an aspiring mage, and the morning of her wedding she fled to the north to seek her fame and fortune. According to the reports, Leanne became quite an accomplished wizard. She was powerful enough to foresee her own death and construct an elaborate trap-filled tomb to inter her remains.
Oh, I see the picture now. And you think this Star Sapphire is still in her tomb?
By all accounts, the Star Sapphire was one of her most treasured possessions. It reminded her of the life she had left behind in Waterdeep. Star Sapphire would make a nice addition to my collection. Bring it to me and I'll give you 3,000 gold pieces, the same price I'd offered Lillian. It's far more than the sapphire is worth to a more typical buyer.
This sounds dangerous. Dead mages often become liches.
I don't think you have to worry about that. From everything I know about Leanne Charot, she was never interested in lichdom. But she was rumored to have quite the analytical, mechanical mind. I imagine her tomb was filled with all manner of devious traps.
I don't know if I feel right plundering our final resting place.
You can't be serious. Looting crypts is a time-honored tradition among you adventurers. Finders keepers is the rule of thumb, right? The way I see it, if you vanquish the guardians or bypass the traps, you've earned your right to the treasures. But I don't want to force you into doing something against your principles. If you won't go after Leanne's tomb, I'm sure other adventurers will.
I couldn't convince them to offer more. Okay, I'll do it.
Excellent. Nobody knows for certain where Leanne was buried, but it's rumored to be somewhere in the Coldwood.
So there's a lot, apparently. There's a lot of things up north in the Coldwood.
If anyone's ever found the exact location of her tomb, they never came back alive to report it. But don't let that scare you off. I'm sure it's nothing you can't handle. Just bring me the Star Sapphire once you find it, and I'll give you your reward. Now, is there anything else?
Let me see your inventory. Ooh, new shield, huh? What I'm using is about the equivalent. What's my helm? Greater Mask of Persuasion. I'm not sure if I'll find anything that's better when it comes to armor. From a merchant, at least. Or a smith. Very expensive stuff. Alright, what else do you have? Weapons. I'm looking for a improved light flail. Ah, and you have one. Just what I was looking for. Good. Much better. I have Ring of Fortitude. Do you have one of those? Let's see. Nope. It's things I don't need. You have a smith working here. Of course, it's a dwarf.
Hey, what?
Welcome, noble sir, to Beorunna's smithy. I, of course, am Beorunna, master dwarven smith and creator of fine magical items. How may I be of service to you today? What exactly is it you do here? I'm a weapon and armor smith of sorts. I take component items and combine them with magic items to make objects of even greater majesty and power. Not a bad little gig if you can get it. If you want to look through your inventory and backpack to see if you have anything I can combine into a powerful weapon or suit of armor, is there anything in particular you want me to look for? What kinds of things would component items be? Here you go. Just take a look at this book I have here. It will explain everything you can make and the components required to do so. I'm not interested for you to look through my items, though. Hey, I'm not trying to pressure you. I've got enough business as it is. Anything else I can do for you? Ask you some questions. I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I just recently arrived here from the south, and the Lord's Alliance soldiers have kept me so busy making them weapons and armor I haven't even unpacked. Why did you leave your home in the south? I hear Husher was opening up a shop here with the war against Luskan. I figured there would be plenty of business for a guy like me, so I came with him. Can you tell me anything about Husher? If you're curious about Husher Clay, go ask him yourself. He's right over there on the other side of the room. Anything else? That's it. I'll be going now. Good day to you then, sir. A book. Defense Council. It's not this book, is it? Yes, Beorunna's catalog of weapon and armor modification. Toss the magical weapon and the component I require to improve it into my forge, and I'll give it a whack with my hammer. You'll need to pay me first, of course. Armor. What is my... I don't have a chromatic breastplate. I think I just sold that. Scales of Truth. White bone armor. What am I wearing? White dragon armor. Requires gargoyle skull and a suit of magical armor. Axes, don't need them. Maces and the like. Heavy flail. Light flail. Requires ironwood and a magic light flail. Ironwood. So I have to look for ironwood. I could probably find that in the cold wood to the north, I hope. No, it's just other weapons. Scythes, halberds, sickles. The only thing in here... what about armor? I don't think I need that. My armor is really good. Huh. Weight reduction. I didn't see that. That helps with weight reduction, too. And it helps against the cold. But I have good armor. Alright then. That's pretty much it. Deer inside the camp here. This probably leads to the Coldwood because it's north. Well, it looks like it. You going up to the top of the plateau to see Beorunna as well? If you are, just watch your step. I wouldn't trust those Uthgard savages as far as I could throw them. Who are you? The Lord's Alliance figured it might be a good idea to post a guard here at the base of the plateau to warn people. Past this point, you're entering the heathen camps. You can go on up if you want, but watch your step with those savages. We don't want any trouble with those Uthgard camped around Beorunna's well. What exactly is Beorunna's well? Yeah, you know, Beorunna's well. It ain't much to look at, but I guess some people figure it's a big deal, what with its historical significance and all. I don't know that history. Beorunna was some Uthgard hero, or so they say. The legendary father of their people, or some such nonsense. They say he built that well at the top of this plateau. I don't believe in the legend myself, but the plateau is a holy site for them damn Uthgard. Guess that's why they built their camp up here. Up there. What can you tell me about the Uthgard? I'm not familiar with these barbarians. Like the first I met of them were in the host tower. Yeah, one of the Uthgard tribes has joined the Lord's Alliance. The Black Lions, I think. I don't really trust them heathens, but I guess we need all the help we can get. They've gone and set up their camp at the top of the plateau. Seems they figure they've got a claim to land around Beorunna as well. Is there anything else up there? Well, there's a druid grove up there. I think it's run by a man named Yusum. You know them druids. Nature this, nature that. Yeah, I know. I guess that's why he'd rather stay up there besides Beorunna as well, with them primitive Uthgard instead of down here with us civilized folks. Alright, I'll be going now. See you around then. Like I said, watch yourself among the Uthgard. Allies or not, I don't trust those savages. Well, that's the way to the Uthgard and the druids. Where does this go? It's 2 gates. Set up makeshift fortifications here. I take it that goes south. I don't know this land at all. What's the sign say? To the Moonwood. Sounds elvish. Well, what does this other sign say? To Fort Ilkard. I know somebody mentioned that here, although I don't know what it is. Some fort. Who owns the fort? Ah, that ain't so pretty. No, I figure I better stick around and prepare for this trial before I leave. Well, that means questioning people. Let's see that book. Defense Council Journal. I have to sleep first, though, before I do that. This notebook identifies the bearer as an official representative of Tyr's justice in Rolgan's murder trial and explains the rules of court, including the right for defense counsel to question any of the participants involved before the trial begins. To aid me in my task, Nurik has included notes on the witnesses and jurors, and where I might be able to locate them for questioning. Witnesses, Rolgan the accused, currently under my protection in the Temple of Tyr, spoke to him. Zed, a Lord's Alliance soldier, recently has been spending most of his time in the soldiers' barracks. I think I met him. Lodar, a Lord's Alliance soldier, usually found in the drinking house when not on duty. Oh, soldiers' barracks and, yeah, drinking one. I've met them both. Vanda, wife of the accused, spends her time on the plateau by Beorunna as well. Jurors. The jurors have been selected to ensure a fair representation to all sides in the dispute. Edgar, my assistant, a good and honest man, usually be found here helping out in the temple. I already spoke to him. Avrik, a Lord's Alliance soldier, when not in the company of a female, he can be found in the drinking house. Javon, a Lord's Alliance soldier, a reliable young man. who spends most of his free time in the barracks. Delcia, a female ranger. She spends most of her time living with the Uthgard on the plateau near Beorunna as well. Palla, a wise woman of the Uthgard. She makes her home on the plateau near Beorunna as well. When you're ready to start the trial, go speak to Nurik at the Temple of Tyr. Alright, then let's question these soldiers here and then go speak to the Uthgard.